Welcome to this new episode. Now, you might be wondering how to sing on pitch so that you can sing your favorite songs on repeat without having to guess where the music or where the melody is going. Well, in this episode, I got you covered with a better way to sing on pitch so that you can sing any song in tune every single time. So let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Maggie. I'm the founder of the Singing Insiders, in which I help passionate singers just like yourself become the best version of themselves through singing. And in these episodes, you're going to get practical tools, techniques, exercises, insights to really help you up-level your singing skills. So let's take a look at what it actually takes to sing on pitch. Now, in order to truly get this, you need to know and understand some common mistakes that many beginner singers make. And the first thing that many beginner singers look at when it comes to singing on pitch, and I know I was definitely doing that too, is looking at vocal technique, right? They're singing a song and then they're noticing that one note might not come out how it should be. And then the first thing that they're grabbing to is, how can I sing that note? What vocal technique can I apply so that it is in tune? Now, this is a very logical reaction to this problem. However, there is one step that comes before that. And if that step is not addressed, that's where you get into that struggle bus of singing on pitch. Because how can you expect to sing on pitch if you don't know where the music is going? And that's all about training your internal hearing. And that's what the trained singer does. So if you're aware that you might be making that mistake of directly grabbing to some vocal techniques instead of looking at your internal hearing, well, then you can do something about that. And my goal for you in this episode is for you to get that awareness and to help you on this, to help you get to the side of the trained singer. And the trained singer, they know that it's not necessarily always a vocal technique problem. It could be, but the first step really is to train your internal hearing. If you cannot hear where the music is going, how it's supposed to be sung, then we're just guessing. How are you then expected to sing on pitch? I can teach you all the vocal techniques in the world, but if you don't know what note needs to be sung, what pitch is supposed to be sung, if you cannot hear it in your head, well, then there's no point in me teaching you all the techniques because you don't know where it's going. Does that make sense? It's kind of like throwing darts to a dartboard without having an aim. So you can throw the dart to the left, you can throw the dart to the right, that would be the techniques. But until we have an actual target, we have some place to go with our dart metaphor. And so the same thing applies to singing. So that's the first step. Train your internal hearing. Now, I'm going to give you a little exercise to help you do that. Now, you need to know that there's a whole process behind training your internal hearing, and I do walk you through the whole process in the Singing Insiders, which is our membership for passionate singers. If you're interested, check the link in the description below. Now, I'm going to give you the first step because that will get you started, and at least you will have something to work on. If I share the whole process with you, well, then we're still here by tomorrow morning, okay? So the first step really is to imagine the music and to hear the music inside your head before you're actually singing it. Now, some singers might find it easier to see the music. Some people are very visual. Others prefer to hear it. Because singing is such an auditory thing, I would actually invite you to try and hear it in your head. So let's do a little practice run before we put that into practice with a song. Imagine that you are thinking something. So just think any thought. Think any thought right now in your head. Can you hear that this is like a voice in your head? So maybe I'm thinking now in my head, I'm enjoying making this video. I can say that to myself in my head. That's the feeling that we're looking for when it comes to actual singing. So here's our little exercise that we're going to be doing together. I chose a song that is not so famous, let's say. You might know it, maybe not, and I hope not, because that will make this exercise way more productive. And if you do know this song, then I would encourage you to do this process with another song that you don't know. Okay, so I'm going to sing it, and the exercises, my invitation to you is that you are singing it. So first we're listening, and then you're singing it, but in your head, not out loud. So we're going to go sentence by sentence, okay? So first, just listen to me sing this first sentence. And I built a home for you, for me. Now sing that in your head. 1, 2, and silently to yourself in your head. Was that difficult? It might be. And so it might be difficult because it's a pretty long sentence, or it might be difficult to really hear something in there, and that's totally fine. That's the practice. Let's continue with the second sentence. So again, I'm going to sing it out loud. Step 1 is just to listen. And then step 2 is you singing it in your head. Okay? Here we go. Second sentence. Until it disappeared from me, from you. Now sing that in your head. Here we go. Okay, nice. Okay, last sentence. I'm gonna sing it, listen, and then you're going to sing it in your head, okay? So first listen. And now it's time to in your head Okay, back to the first sentence. Listen, just listen. Step 1. We're adding a layer to this next part. Okay. And I built a home for you, for me. Now sing it in your head. Here comes the next level. Sing it out loud with me. 1, 2, and I built from me, from you. Now hear that sentence in your head, so singing silently in your head to and. Let's sing it together out loud. 1, 2, and until it disappears from me, from you. Back to listening, and now it's time to to dust. Now hear that sentence in your head. Sing it in your head. And now. Now let's sing it together. And now it's time to live and turn to dust. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so let me know, how was that? You might have noticed some things. So the process that I took you through is basically to first listen, then hear what is supposed to be sung. That's the step that is oftentimes ignored by many beginner singers. And then we went into sing that out loud. So listen, sing it in your head, sing it out loud. And if this first step, because this is only step 1, there's a second step coming. If this first step for you has been mind-blowing already, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to get more tools and techniques like this one. But the main part is actually coming up. So let's continue in this space, because now that you know where the music is going, that tells me that your internal hearing for this song is developed, okay? But still, you might say, well, Maggie, I am still singing off pitch. I can hear the music in my head, but I'm still singing off pitch. Now, that's where this next step comes in. So it's twofold, right? And this next step is actually then looking at, well, what's happening with your voice use? How are you producing these pitches? And that's where we can talk about vocal technique. So for example, in this last sentence, and now it's time to live this higher pitch. Some singers might sing off pitch there because they might be pushing their voice, for example. They might be doing, and now it's time to live, and they're like trying to push or pull their voices to hit that high note. When really the secret here is to switch into mixed voice. And I've done many videos on mixed voice. I'll actually link to one in the description here below. But getting from one register to another and being able to make that transition really smoothly will help you to sing on pitch as well. That is step 2. Because if you don't do that and you stay in one register, for example, the chest voice, that's where you're tending to push or strain the voice when we're singing higher pitches. So, as you can see, it's a matter of using the right vocal techniques in order to experience that vocal freedom and in order to sing on pitch. And training your internal hearing is the first step. But really, the most important step happens after that, which is developing your mixed voice. Because that's the only way to experience that vocal freedom and being able to sing the high notes and the low notes. The first step that we looked at in this video is having an aim. So if we are going back to our darts board, it's having that target. Now that we have that target, we need to look at what is a technique to actually throw the dart into the middle of that target. And that is mixed voice. So I have a video explaining you exactly how to use your mixed voice technique so that you can expand your range, high notes, low notes, and sing all of that really freely and experience that vocal freedom. So I've queued that up for you here, and I will link to it in the description down below. And my invitation to you would really be to come and join me on that video, because that's the logical next step so that we can keep on building on top of what we've done today. So thank you so much for having been here today. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode that I queued up in the link here down below. And I'll see you next week. Bye.